So most people right now know that the real estate market is really crazy, but they don't know why, and they don't know what the numbers are or anything like that. They just care, can I buy a house? Can I sell a house? I'm Aaron Thomas with the Aaron Thomas Home Team. It's No Shave November, and I'm gonna give you November's market update, which includes some pretty crazy stats, so stick with me. Make the video short, tell me what's going on. So I'm gonna do that real quick for those of you that can't watch the whole video, which is totally fine. We normally have a summer market, a fall market, and a winter market. And right now the summer market is becoming the fall market, and normally there's much more of a change, and we're not seeing that right now. So all the numbers would indicate that we're starting to just kind of continue the same type of market with minor changes. So the number of homes that are available, right? Like, let's get in the car, let's drive around, what can we make an offer on? So that's called active listings. So last month there were 235. This month there was 217 on the first of the month, and it represents a 7% drop. It's not a lot, typically when we enter into these types of months where there's less daylight and everything, we see a little bit more of a decline. Now, compared to last year, overall, we're talking about a 54% drop. So what does it mean? Just massive shortage of inventory. So there is nothing out there to buy, and that has been the case for the summer, and that is the case for the fall. No change. All right, so mutually accepted contracts. People call them pending. It's a little confusing, but it means there's an accepted offer. So you drive around, you see pending sometimes. These homes right now are trending a little bit down. So last month we had 594. This month we have 549. It's a 7.5% drop. This is normal. It's still a lot of activity, but this is normal because there's a thing called seasonality that we're coming into, which is less daylight. There's less activity that happens as we shift into the winter months. It's still a lot of activity, but for it to show up statistically in a small number is completely normal. The number of homes that closed escrow. So this is where the rubber meets the road. Last month, 533. This month, 522. Almost the same number again. So a lot of this activity is just really just from the fall into the winter, is just sustaining itself from the summer. So that is a 2% decrease, not a lot. And so if you look at what occurred between this year and last year, though, is the number is 15% higher. So we have a bunch more homes closing escrow with a lot less inventory and still a lot of homes selling. It's a really interesting dynamic, and what it means is that there's really not a lot out there to buy, and when there is, it sells. So if you're out there shopping, you might be seeing homes listed online and then coming offline in a day. It's happening. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the average time frame for sale. Right now, if a home's priced correctly, and it presents itself well, it's a normal house out there, and it's selling in about 6 days. This is the same number last month. Again, continuation of summer fall market into the winter so far. The average time frame, if the home doesn't meet those conditions, a little bit longer, and you see that all the time. Everybody knows of the house that gets listed that sits on the market forever because it's got issues, right? So if it's priced well, it's really fast. It could be in the first day, on average, 6 days. One of the other ways we gauge how much is available out there to buy and how quickly things are selling is through months of supply. It's a little bit confusing, but bear with me. However many homes or however many weeks or months it takes for a number of homes to sell is months of supply. And so in a normal market, it's 4 months, 5 months, it's debatable. Right now it's not 3 or 2 or 1, it is 0.4, which is less than 2 weeks. And so again, another measure that's showing us how strong the market is and how little there is to buy. That number was the same last month, so we went from 0.4 months of supply to 0.4 months of supply, no change. Last year at this time it was 1.4 months of supply, which doesn't sound like a big difference, but it is. When there's 1.4 months of supply, there is a lot more available to buy. It's probably the most interesting thing that happened when I was looking at statistics this month is that the average sales price went down. But don't be alarmed, it's normal. And it just has to do with what is selling in the given market. The median price went up, So we were looking at last month homes in Thurston County, average sales price $435,958. And this past month we saw that number change to $430,464, which is about a $5,000 decrease, 5,494 to be specific. So this is normal. This can happen. We can't dictate which homes sell. There's a whole bunch that sell. What we look at is the median number, and the median number actually increased. And so don't be alarmed by that. Still, year over year, we're looking at this time an 11% increase in the average sales price of the homes in Thurston County. Last month around 15. It'll change next month. It is going up overall, not to worry. So the summer market is turning into the fall market, is turning into the winter market right now. And it's multiple offers, it's bidding wars, it's all those things. If you need some help with your house, either figuring out how to sell it, or if you need some help figuring out how to buy a home in this market, visit us at AaronThomasHometeam.com. We'd love to help you out.